Video's on.
All right.
Recording.
Got me an intro?
Yeah, just remember to hold that up to your mouth, mate.
Well done.
Alright,
Only weighs 24 kilos or something.
Sorry, mate, you got the pipes out.
Yeah, got the pipes out.
The pipes out. I love those shirts too.
They're good.
They're sick.
Yeah, we just got them.
Yeah, I know, I saw.
Yeah.
I've been following.
Yeah, so
No, they're really, really cool.
they're a bit more fun than.
Oh, mate, they're fun. Like, they're colourful. Like,
Yeah.
the world needs more of that.
Yeah,
Of that.
thanks, mate. We like it. We like it. And we're starting to get a few comments on that thing on the back. It says on the back, what is it? We don't grow old. No,
we don't grow old and stop playing, we grow old because we stop playing.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, nice.
And we get a few comments in line at the fucking supermarket today, and some old duck was like, I love what's on the back of your t-shirt. I need to play more. I was like, yes, you do.
Good on you, old duck.
Yeah, good on you, old duck.
We'll edit that out. That was... All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Energetic Radio podcast hosted by the School of Play. I'm in the studio with the one and only Dale Sidebottom.
Cambo, how are you, buddy?
Very well, thank you. And joining us today for episode 347, we are 3 off the big 350, is Conan Phillips. G'day, Conan.
G'day, how you going?
Good, mate. How are you? Conan's first podcast.
It is my first podcast.
Is his first podcast.
A little bit nervous.
That's all right, mate. That's all right. Nerves are good, but we've got a little bit to unpack with Conan today. We're super excited about having Conan in our studio because he's just got a really cool life journey. We've connected. He's a local bloke, which we love. And just, we were having a chat earlier about how he's on a bit of a year of growth. And I just love that. I love that just normal Aussie blokes are sort of waking up and sort of going, you know what? Let's challenge myself. Let's have a year of growth and push the boundaries, learn new things about myself, and see what comes out of it. And we just can't wait to unpack, what you've taken from that so far. I'm sure there's some candid tales and some awesome stuff. But before we get going, we apologise we couldn't have you on for the 350th episode.
All good, mate. Not big enough guest.
We're completely honest, we don't know what's in store for episode 350, but I'm sure it will be amazing whenever we put our mind to it, but I don't know when he's coming. But kick things off, so Conan, we crossed paths not too long ago through a sort of a mutual friend, and the story was amazing. You've gone from being a tradie, you still are a tradie, but then you've started a company and a business called the State of Nirvana.
Correct.
First and foremost, tell me about the name. What's...
Nirvana is like a term of like spiritual enlightenment, and it's sort of something which I suppose is everyone is like chasing, sort of, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I I've listened to a lot of Alan Watts and, a lot of philosophical sort of stuff. It comes up a lot in a lot of his talks and lectures, and I really liked the state of Nirvana is in it could possibly be somewhere that you go, and it can also be something that you are chasing or trying to leave with. Obviously, I really liked it. I love Alan Watts. He's been probably one of the, since school, probably the person I've listened to the most.
Taking a lot.
It's just an age-old sort of beliefs, I suppose.
Yeah, cool. Growing up, did you love the band, Nirvana?
Yeah, I did actually. I think it was my second ever album.
Yeah,
so.
100%. The little baby in the front,
Taking Spirit. He sued him.
Who sued him?
That guy at the baby that's swimming naked.
Oh, yeah, really?
No way. He sued the band.
I wonder how much.
I don't know, but I was like, come mate, you're a baby.
You're a baby.
Move on, I think you told us fast.
Yeah.
Anyway, there you go.
I didn't know that. I love that random bit of knowledge.
Jeez.
And so then I was thinking when you explained that, I wonder if their band name was about chasing something or,
I'd say, possibly.
Wouldn't it? Kurt Cobain was a free and wild spirit,
He was.
He was. Yeah, it's unreal. Tell us about when did that opportunity, idea come across to go from being a tradie, you said before you love a beer, typical Aussie bloke become a tradie, to sort of chasing that Nirvana. When did that come about?
Look, it was 2 years ago or 18 months ago. I was as I said, I love a beer, and I was trying to stop drinking so much, and it got to the point where I always found there was something on, there's always someone's birthday, there's weddings, there's all these you know, there was always so I was trying to do a month off the booze, and I just couldn't do it. So I was like, I'm going to do 100 days, you know. So it's sort of I geared it up to be like my my birthday was going to be the last time I had a drink, and I was like, I want to have something to train for. And sort of basically I looked up and I couldn't find anything, and there was just like a winter swim which was like across the heads of Port Phillip Bay. And anyway, I ended up doing 100 days off the booze, and the whole time, like training for this swim, I was like, we were freezing, man, like no wetsuit. And like there was only 47 people had done it before, like, and I hadn't swum since school. So
Are you a good swimmer in school though?
I was a decent swimmer in school, but like I hadn't swum since I was 15 or 16.
That's
and like,
insane.
So
I didn't want to do something maybe a little bit easier.
I couldn't find anything, and it was like, because I was sort of typing stuff in, like the algorithms are like pushing all this, and I was like, oh, there's this swim, you know. I'm like, I used to swim. I was like, I'll do this. And when I started, like my birthday's March, so I was like, the water's warm, you know, like the sun's out, summer. So I was like, this would be sick, you know. And yeah, it got harder and harder and harder.
How far is the swim?
3.4 kilometres.
Jeepers, in open water.
And it's like the most challenging channel of water in Australia. So, and I didn't have anyone to ask or anything, but like this is the thing, right? So I just thought I'd go for this, and then I thought the hard part would be, I literally thought the hard part would be staying off the beers.
Right.
I didn't think that would be hard. Like, I don't know why. Anyway, all my mates I told all my mates on the birthday, I was like, yeah, look, you know, I'm off the beers for a while. This is going to be the last time. And they're like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm just want to chill. I'm going to do this swim across. And they're like, what? Like, you know, are you serious? I was like, yeah, I want to have a crack at it. And he's like, do you know? And anyway, I hadn't looked into it. I just like to jump into stuff. And he's just like jumped on the website. He goes, mate, there's 47 people that have done this before. And yeah, anyway, it's sort of, I was obviously my last day on the beers, I was getting in, I was like, mate, not only this, I'm going to do it in under 90 minutes and all this sort of stuff. Like, I was really just like giving it to him. And then everyone there bet against me. Not one friend said I could do it. And I was like, yeah, anyway.
Did you prove them wrong?
Yeah, I did it under 60 minutes. I ended up coming third. So,
did you really?
Yeah, out of 21 or 24, 27 or something. Yeah, so it was, anyway, the whole time of that swim, like we were just shivering, and I was like, oh, we need a sauna. And then, that was sort of like, I suppose the segue into it. And then I come back from, like, I finished the swim, I went over to Bali to celebrate, and then I come back and I was like, oh, I think I'm going to do a breathwork course. And my girlfriend at the time was just like, what? Like, oh, okay, like, you know, go for it. So I had like 10 days to study for this thing, and I was just like, listen, mate, I don't have the time to do this. So he's just like, look, just come. I said, I learn better hands-on, like, you know. And he's like, okay. So I drove to the Snowy Mountains and did a like 5 days or 4 day breathwork course up in the Snowy Mountains. Yeah. And I was driving home and I drove past a horse float and I was like, that's a fucking sauna. Oh. And I went
It's better and better.
I went home that night and then looked on Gumtree and I bought one for $4,000.
Yeah.
And like paid the deposit, and then basically I'll show you the photos after. Like, mate,
I've seen it.
Before.
Beforehand.
It's almost been 12 months since I bought it. Yeah, and it was a heap of shit. Like we had to, so I just asked a few mates, and so it was just like, that's a fucking sauna. And then it was just like, yeah, okay, so breathwork, sauna, ice baths. And that's...
Talk about a fork in the road moment. Like, how's that in
so
life?
many forks.
There's so many forks.
Yeah.
From getting off the beers for a month to 100 days to swimming around light bulb moment out in the middle of the Arctic Ocean going, yep.
But it was like literally one of those things where it's like every time I've sort of challenged myself or jumped out of my comfort zone, something's good has come from it, you know. And it's like, it's been similar way with like traveling. It's been like, you know, like I've traveled a lot by myself, so it's like one of my mates used to, like, one of my best mates, he's actually said, he just goes, I've never like changed, like, you know, gone through a change and had it not be, you know, better afterwards, you know, and it's like, yeah, and I do. I like to change. I like to mix things up.
Yeah,
and
well done. Has your mates come along for the ride? So obviously, I'm just picturing you and your mates sitting around the bar having a frothy, and you throwing that out. My mates would be the same. My mates would go, "What the?" and give me a soup and not back me in either. I reckon. Have any of them come along for the ride? Have you shifted the mindset of some of your mates? Since this journey.
A few have. Like, obviously, I was probably the worst out of the group too. So when it was
go party time.
Like I do not say no to a good time. Like I'm normally the first out of last leave. So it was and that's when I feel like some friends, like the ones you have those deep conversations with, they were like, mate, you know, like this is inspirational. And it's like, mate, it's just, you don't think about it at the time because it's just like, I just need to do this for me, you know, and like a few of them sort of say that, and it's like, it's good. Like some of them stop smoking, some of them are like, well, if you know, we're all getting to that age where like we're not invincible anymore either. So it's sort of, I feel like this space is starting to grow. Like I'm obviously starting to explore into it as well, and it's a fun time. So like, and then, you know, you're watching your mates sort of challenging themselves as well, and a lot of them are like, I'll never jump in an ice bath, you know. And then the day I had the launch, like they all jumped in, and it was really good.
Yeah,
so
the man to my right loves a nice bath.
I'm being brutally honest, man. I'm happy about your sauna.
Yeah.
The horse float sounds amazing, but an ice bath just don't know, something about it that just doesn't agree with me. I think playing footy.
Have you had them?
Yes, I have. I think playing footy back in the day and being forced to do it, like I despised it. Like, particularly in Mansfield. I remember this one day, Mansfield cold, there's cold showers because no hot water after playing seniors, and then you have to get in an ice bath. It's already nearly snowing. I didn't enjoy it, but apparently it's good for you.
It's very good for you.
Yeah. What's more beneficial, the ice bath or the sauna?
The sauna.
Is it?
I think, because I like the challenge, I'd say, like, the sauna's relaxing as, mate. Like, it's so nice, and it just calms you down. It's like, I love the ice bath.
Okay.
Like, I start with an ice bath and finish with an ice bath.
Right.
So,
you finish with
Cold,
the ice bath.
hot, cold.
Jeepers. I don't know if I'd be happy to start with the ice bath and then finish with the sauna, but I've never tried that, and I've never done the hot cold.
come down.
I know, 100%.
We'll do it on a Friday and we can have a beer after.
I like
that.
it. I like that.
So, Conan, like, before you did that like the 100 days straight without alcohol, were you into this already? Like, you know, you said you did breath work, but then you were into like your saunas and your ice baths.
Yeah,
you sort of dabbling a bit?
Yeah, so I lived in Thailand in 2016 or 17, and like I went and did like sort of 10 weeks of like a Muay Thai camp, and like I was living with a couple of professional fighters, so we would go like, and it was like a really cool experience because you're watching, like, and as my background of a massive boozer, like, it's just changed everything, you know, like I wasn't drinking, I was sort of going, and then like you're just watching them recover. And that was the first time I'd seen like an ice bath. And over there, it was like the blocks of ice were like massive, you know, so like you're sitting in there and like there's these huge blocks and there's like, you know, it's like a hot tub and you're just in there, and it was awesome. But like, it was only probably about 3 or 4 months ago that a memory popped up that I was like, fuck, that's where it was. You know, like that was my first one. That was 2017. I didn't do any more, like, you know, after that. Then when like 2020 happened and the world shut down, I was living in St Kilda, and like I started watching Wim Hof on YouTube, and like just started going across to the bay and doing the cold water, and I found that was sort of helping me somewhat deal with what was going on here. And yeah, like that was probably me and a mate who's also like from Karen, but like we were doing it, and then I think we did like, I think it was like 90 or like, yeah, almost 100 days in a row, and like that was during all the lockdowns and stuff, and that it was helping us get through, you know. So like that was when like the mental side of it really like
come through.
And it was like I noticed the difference the days I weren't doing it. So I was sort of on off, and then it was like, I'm gonna try and see how long I can go with this. And then again it was like the middle of winter, and I noticed like, and then we stopped, and like I was just like, mate, I can't keep doing this, you know, like, and then it sort of stopped, and then you fell back into a rut, and I was like, geez, I'm really missing this, you know.
It's amazing when you notice the feeling, isn't it? The feeling you get from you if you're noticing it.
Well, and that was the thing. It was sort of like almost like a healthy sort of addiction, you know. But it was like I didn't want to miss it, but like it was noticeable how my mood was if I didn't do it, you know. And I'd be like, I'd almost feel guilty or like filthy at myself if I couldn't be bothered doing it.
Yeah, right. Have you noticed? Is there a trend in our local area? Is there a trend going up of people using these sorts of mental health techniques,
cold therapy?
Is it on the incline?
Yeah, I think so. Like it's when we did the breathwork course, he sort of said it was like, you know, at the peak before, like, and this could have been a sales thing as well, but it was like, it's like the peak before it sort of goes up, and like you look at social media and everyone seems to be doing it, you know, and it's sort of, right. and I think that like. Yeah, I think that it is moving towards that. Like a lot of people our age are just getting like, trying to get more healthy and trying to like listen to your body more as opposed to just popping pills to do all this stuff.
We're trying to eliminate the last 20 years of how we lived our life.
Yeah, well, exactly. You know, trying to lick the wounds a bit.
You look at like the younger generation, and they're so body aware. And, you know, mental health, and because I suppose they're brought up understanding that.
Yeah.
And nothing against when we were brought up, it wasn't a thing.
No,
we
it wasn't
didn't
a
understand
thing.
these things, and so they weren't front of mind. Whereas now I think we're sort of trying to play catch up for the non-education we had.
Yeah.
And some people are looking, and that's why there's so many different options.
Yeah.
So I suppose one thing the State of Nirvana is like creating a community as well. Is that sort of one of the big aspects around it?
Yeah, it is like, and like I'm lucky at the moment where I'm not needing it to be profitable. Like as I said, I've still got my job, so it's like at the moment I just want to build like the awareness, trying to make it fun. Like so, and that's the thing. It's like one of the girls that come down, like I didn't know it was just someone that she'd seen on social media, and like at the start I was like, I have to be this, and I sort of got a bit sort of like just a bit of imposter syndrome where you're sort of like, who am I to be doing this? And it was like, she come down and was like, oh, this isn't not what I was sort of thinking. I was like, oh, sorry. Like I saw it, and she goes, no, in a good way. Like she goes, this is fun. Like she goes, like, we've been to the recovery centres, and like, I was like, this is not that. And she goes, no, I can see that. Like, you know, like.
But that's good.
But
this is not a franchise.
And it's like, I want to play to my strengths on that, because it is. It's supposed to be fun. Like, you know, you want that encouragement of like getting out of your comfort zone is tough, you know, like, and for some people, like, who've never done one, like never done an ice bath before, it is like, mate, it's daunting. Like, and they're just like, I could never do this. But it's really cool to be able to see, like, and then you get the regulars that come down and they're bringing friends and they're encouraging their own friends to do it. And it's like, it's pretty special to watch someone like conquer, you know, like a lot of them are like, I'll never do it. You know, they've seen it 5 years, and then 5 years of not wanting to do it. And then all of a sudden they do, and they're like, they get out, they're jacked, and they're like, you know, like, oh, that wasn't so bad. And it's like, it's those self-limiting beliefs, I suppose, that everyone puts on themselves.
Yeah.
But when they crush that, it's like, well, what else can you do? And when you've got a bunch of people like that coming together, it's really nice. So, it is. It's probably one of the bigger things I'm trying to.
100%.
Very rewarding for you as well.
Oh, mate, it's the best.
Yeah,
like,
you just tell the way you spoke about it and lit up. Like it's something you don't realise how much you need to be able to allow that situation for people to be able to grow like that.
Well, I've never had that either. Yeah. Like I've been very lucky to like work for a couple of guys that have been very like good to me over the years, but it's like I've never had that satisfaction in my work. You know, like it's always been like I've used it to fund my travelling and all that sort of stuff, and like that's the sort of thing. This is like, you know, it's me to a T. Like I love it.
This is your passion, right?
Well, it is, and it's fun because you're watching someone like conquer their fears, and then they get to relax in the sauna after as well. And
I imagine, going back to your sense of community, I imagine I've never been to one, but I imagine the conversations that take place within the walls of your horse float sauna. I'd imagine there'd be some pretty. I'd imagine these get deep, right?
It is. It's like, and the sauna convos hit different because it's like the door shuts and it's like that. I don't know. It's like that. It is like that safe space sort of thing, but it's cool. Like
do you find is there randoms coming down and sauntering together, or is it generally a group of mates that booking together? How does that?
So it's different. Like sometimes you'll get like one person to come down. Like to be honest, like I'd say 70% of the people that come down are female, which I thought was not strange, but it shocked me because I was like, I just sort of thought, oh, the guys, you know, that macho sort of energy, but it's not. It's the girls that are probably, and which is really nice again because like they're feeling comfortable enough to come down and do it. But it's like, it's
interesting. And let's be honest, especially after you see your wife give birth, have kids, women are braver than men anyway, right? So there's more women jumping the ice baths than there are men. At the Morty Sea Dippers are associated with, there's more women down there than men, that's for sure. So I think there's more braver women than there are men out there, that's for sure. But
100%.
Maybe the girls are onto something too, because it's like, the mental side is.
Yeah, well, they do live longer than us, don't they? That's for sure. So that's for
smarter.
Sure.
That's why.
You something grabbed my attention. You nipped over to Finland lately, the happiest country in the world.
Yes.
How'd that go? Tell us a bit about that. What was the purpose of that, and what went on there? What you
Well,
learned?
the purpose, I actually flew over for a mate's wedding somewhere else, and I was just like, went via Europe so that I could go to Finland and learn about the saunas or the saunas as they say it. And it was amazing. Like it's the first time I've travelled to a place to study, and I just hired a camper van and drove round for just a bit over a week and was going to like 15 saunas a day and
15 a day.
It was hectic, mate. It was
like a little dried prune.
Yeah, it was exactly like that. They're coming out like a walnut, but it was amazing because you obviously. I hadn't been there before either, and it was autumn. All the leaves were amazing, and it was just, it was pretty cool. Like I sort of penciled in a few different places that I'd wanted to go. Went to the oldest one in Helsinki, and then a place called the language is so hard to say. It's like
give it a go.
Tampere. Tampere.
We're not going to judge.
Tell me what it is.
English.
And it was like just a different experience, like you'd go into like my first time going in Starkers and like you'd sit there.
They go nude like in Japan onsen.
Some of them, yeah. So like the olden day ones where I think the one it was like 1912 or something was opened, and it's like you go in there and it's like all this stone and like it's just, and it looks old, like it looks like it's from that age. And you go in there and I was like, and the guy's like, this one's no clothing. I was like, yeah, righto. Like this is my first sort of time in this sort of.
Not in Polka, you can't argue with that.
And exactly, and the dudes, so you're sort of just sitting there just going, all right, like what am I in for here?
So nudity is one thing that surprised you. Is there anything else that surprised the way they go about things over there?
Yeah, nearly everyone had a fridge inside the front door. So you'd walk in, not in the actual sauna, but in like the lobby, and you'd walk in, they'd have like a big sort of chest fridge, and people would be bringing their own beers, drop a 6-pack in, and then just sort of like, then they'd go in, have a sauna, come back out, and like then grab a beer and then go and sit outside and cool down. And everyone's like I posted something on the Instagram, it's like everyone's sitting out there in their white towel and like just having beers and like some are having ciggies, and
it goes against everything that we thought you're supposed to do.
Correct. Like imagine seeing that down at Park Recreation Centre. You probably see it in Frankston.
Will we see it at the State of Nirvana?
Yeah, well, the place where it is licensed, and I think Friday night, maybe Finnish style or something. Finish Friday nights. It's also
that works. Finish Fridays.
Finish the work week as well. So
mate, you've just created gold there. Finish Fridays. Finish the week of work.
Finish it the right way.
Yeah, connecting with people in the
and it's like you can't help but not be relaxed. When you finish the week off, like it's coming into summer. like it's not far from, like it's 50 meters from the beach, and you're watching the sunset and just have a beer while watching your mate in an ice bath. Like it's not.
Epic.
It's I could think of worse things to do on a Friday.
Slowly, we're going to have to get ourselves down there.
Yeah, no, I love that.
Especially on Friday.
Do you look back and think about what you've created or the person that you were before? Generally, you were looking for something, but you sort of dabbled in it a bit, but you didn't realise. What do you look back from, obviously, doing that crazy swim and 100 days off the piss, and then everything you've done now, Conan? What are you most sort of proud of that you've achieved?
The swim, it was. I said from the start, like, and I knew it would change my life. Like, I knew it, I'd said it, and it, like, I got influenza A and B leading up to the swim. I couldn't train for the last, like, I think 2 out of the last 4 weeks. I thought it was gone, and it was, like, out of my control. And, yeah, like, they pulled me into the, the office of the Brighton Sea Baths because I was like, my temperature dropped down to like 32 or 33 degrees. Like I was bad. And this was like 3 weeks out from the swim. And it was just like, I remember I walked back into like the kitchen after like my first swim back. And I was just like leading up to it, I just burst out crying, and I was like, it's back on, like it's back, this is back on. And the doctors told me I had to like not do it. Like they're just like, I think you're just gonna have to give it a miss, you're not gonna have the time. And like I knew that it was gonna change everything for us. I didn't realise what would happen. I didn't realise that, you know, I'd come back from Bali and want to do a breath work. Like but it was just like one thing led to another, and it was like, I've always liked pushing my comfort zone, but not in the good ways either, you know, like, so that, I think was just like a big pivotal sort of moment where it was like, and your mind changes too, like 100 days of like clarity, like it's, like I wrote like a letter to myself, you know, the 100 days, I was like, if I ever go back to the way I was, I'll give it up for good. And I wasn't an alcoholic, but it was just, I felt so good after this 100 days that it was like, you know, I don't want to ever give this up again, you know, so...
Have you gone, how are you going?
No, good, like, good. I'll still have a crack, but
right.
like...
We all do.
But yeah, look, and that's the thing, mate, I love a beer, so it's like, I think part of that letter to myself was like, don't stuff this up for yourself, you know, you really enjoy it, so... And because I was so clear, it was like just a really good way to like... You know, and there's always going to be like mates' weddings, you know, birthdays, all these things come up where it's like, you know, it's not the same going there. You can sit there and say whatever you want. It is not the same going to something like, even if you only have a couple of beers, it's still, you know, different to going there and not having one.
And I reckon you've got to allow yourself to have that balance.
Yeah.
Right? It's healthy balance. As long as you're balancing off with, you know, not sinking, you know, 10 cans every night or whatever it might be, and those sort of, you find that balance. There's nothing wrong with that at all. You know what I mean?
And I've always sort of said that, like people have always said to me, like, you need to have that balance. I'm like, mate, sometimes I over the course of a year, it probably does balance out because I might go hammer and tong for, you know, 3 months and then have 3 months off. And it's like over that 3 months, I accomplished so much more that I'm like, oh, I don't need a party for 3 months.
I've earned these 3 months.
And it's so I always argue. I'm like, look, I somewhat do balance out. You know,
I love it. So you're swimming. I'm intrigued now. Have you kept your swimming up? Is that done now?
No, I've just signed up to another one. Okay. So I actually went back and did it in the summer because I wanted to enjoy the swim. Like I didn't get to enjoy it. Like I was just...
It was just too cold.
Oh, too cold. Mate, I was never been so scared in my life. Yeah. So everything in my body was telling me not to do it, you know, and I jumped off and did it, and it was like, it was the best feeling in my life. And then I wanted to go back and do it during summer, and I didn't listen to the instructions because I was like, I've done this before, I've done it harder, and I swam to the wrong place, and then I had to swim further than what I did. So I just didn't listen. I was just like, just arrogant. Just like, mate, I've done this, you know.
There's a lesson in that as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, one swim doesn't make you professional.
Or conditions change.
Yeah, and that was the other thing. So then the second time the tides changed, and it was hard. It wasn't harder, but it was like, physically it was harder because I wasn't as fit. I wasn't training as much either. So But yeah, I'm still
There
swimming.
you go. You've signed up for another one. What's the next challenge on the horizon? What do you?
Well, that's a 3.4 kilometre
Yeah.
swim. This one is a 24 kilometre swim.
Wow.
So it's like an ultra marathon. Like
Wow. That'd be my worst leg. If I was going to do a triathlon, the swim would be my worst leg.
It's hard too because it's the first one.
Yeah.
That's why I've done.
You've either got one or the other. You're either a good runner or a good swimmer. I don't know.
And
Some
then
people are
and
both.
then
but-
anyone can ride a bike.
Yes, and anyone can ride
Yeah.
a bike. Yeah, that's definitely my worst leg. That's for sure.
What made you want to jump from like 3 to 24? Like that's massive.
It's 100 days away. So
Are you going to go 100 days off the piss leading?
Nah. I've already broken that. Yeah, I've already
That's
broken.
myself once.
Yeah. No, like I'll obviously severely limit it, but it's I just wanted to again just give it a challenge. It's like I think it's a few weeks before my 40th, and I just sort of I've just got this thing. I've never been fit in my life. Like I've lost 27 kilos over the past 2 years, and I just like I want to hit 40 with one ab, like just one.
Yeah,
I just
I
want
like
one
it.
ab.
Well, mate,
So,
you look healthy. You know what I mean? Like, look now, you look bloody healthy. So,
Thank you.
7 kilos.
27. I made at the peak of like COVID, I was 116 kilos.
Wow.
So yeah,
Jeez, so
I
even-
got down to 87. So
Even that in itself, like living every day and just working, and it must be so like liberating. Like
I've dropped a bag and a half of concrete.
yeah, wow.
So yeah, it's.
I wonder if only tradies put it in that sense.
People-
I've dropped a bag and a half of concrete. I was like, where's he going with this? I've dropped a bag and a half. He just dropped a bag and a half
Oh,
of concrete.
that's
I was
great.
like, oh shit.
So, Conan, people who are listening, State of Nirvana, give it a bit of a plug and where we can find it, where can we come along. Obviously, people like the idea of Friday night finish style, but there's also other opportunities.
Yeah, it's so it's a mobile sauna, which is even the best thing. It's like wood fired. So at the moment, I am based at the back of the Beach Bar in Carrum, which is like 611 Nepean Highway. It's a wicked location. The two girls that run it are amazing. They sort of gave us a shot. They're all on board the mental health benefits of it. And I had these little inflatable sort of ones, like the poxy ones you see on Instagram, and I was, because it was just going to be the mobile thing. And then when I sort of they sponsored it, so it was like, all right, sweet, I'm going to go get these nice wine barrels, and got the bigger ones so that my mate's like he's 6'5", he can fit in there, and it's just it's fun. Like we'll be starting to do breath work shortly. I've got to start.
So do mates book in?
Yeah, so book online. It's a 6-seater. It's a 6-seater. Yeah. When will this go live, or when will this go?
Monday.
Okay. Stay tuned. There's some news coming up.
Thank you, mate.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. We're running low on episodes.
Yeah.
Don't get through the bank. We're very busy.
So there'll be some exciting stuff coming up soon. But yeah, it is at the moment we're based there just on Saturdays. The Fridays are going to open up soon, and Sundays like over Christmas. And yeah, as I say, like I want to start moving towards like the more corporate side, because it's a good thing, and it's nice seeing the change. It's really good to like optimize your focus, and I think it's just going to be a good thing moving forward for the corporate sort of side of things.
I think you're right. In terms of business sense, you manage your team like something completely different. Imagine taking your team down for that sort of bonding session down there, and you're looking after them, you value your staff like that. They're going to bloody profit. They would love that.
Correct. Yeah, like the other, like from the employer sort of side, like people will want to come and work there. Like it's like wellness is growing in the world at the moment. Correct.
Yeah.
And I feel like the more we can sort of do with this, it'll just be a positive.
Brilliant. Mate, you should be honestly sitting here. It's
a wonderful story.
It's a bloody awesome
so many
story.
things to be proud of.
Stop my words. I was going to say you should
mate.
be incredibly proud of yourself, mate. And I'll be honest, like bloody inspiring. Honestly, you bloody inspired me a little bit to step a bit further outside the comfort zone and stop being such a pussy and try some different things. But also to have that impact on the friendship group as well. There's so many awesome, that fork in the road moment and what's come out of it. Bloody unreal, mate. Unreal. On behalf of the school play, mate, State of Nirvana, you're doing awesome work. Keep it up. Get behind them, community, get down there, support the cause, enjoy some time together in the sauna and the ice baths. Sadie, thanks for your
I've done much today. I just said I enjoyed it.
I
A lot of different stories. I think that's one of the best things I love about podcasting is you come into this and you don't understand people's journey or where it comes from, but that's how people learn. Do you know what I mean? Like, so you may think doing the saunas and the ice bath and that's what people get out of it, but what they'll relate to is your story and committing to something and then what happens when you actually achieve that.
Yeah.
And like you said, doing that one swim, you're doing it no matter what, even when people said don't do it.
Yeah.
But because you're able to do that one thing, then so many other things open up. I think that's the biggest thing people need to do is just do that one thing. If it's an ice bath or if it's going for a run, like just do one thing, commit to it and do it.
Yeah.
Because then everything's possible.
Yeah, and it is, mate. It's those self-limiting beliefs that everyone puts on themselves.
Yeah. The narrative we tell ourselves, that's the only thing that stops us down. No one else.
Our mind is the biggest critic.
Yeah, 100% it is. And it's the way, we talk about this all the time, the way we speak to ourselves, you wouldn't speak to anyone else. But we think it's okay to do. But that's where giving yourself your lean and be proud of yourself and actually achieve something. I think, and that's the best thing about your story. You did that and everything's come because of it.
Yeah.
Nothing will come unless you do that or you have a story or you have something to overcome to prove to yourself.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing I've taken away from today. So, mate, the power of story is amazing, Conan, and thank you for sharing it.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks,
guys.
mate. Take care, everyone.
Yeah, well.
Cheers, mate.
Mate, well done.
Yes.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Fun.
Thanks, that was good.
That was
I've
awesome.
got sweaty underarms.
That's all right, mate.
Sorry, Conan.
No, it's fucking nerves.
Imagine